Okay, there we are. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live Chat Tuesday, number 97, with my co-host, Sabrina Melodeuce. Oh, got a feedback here.
I'm so sorry.
I've had a rough morning to start. So, anyway, welcome to those watching currently. Please leave me a comment in the chat. If you are here watching the replay, thank you so much. Please leave me a comment in the comment section. I was just talking to Sabrina, letting her know I've kind of me and my family had a rough morning. Welcome Nancy and Wicked Granny. My aunt had her second seizure this morning. We had to call 911. She went to our local hospital. She was doing so well over the last month, getting her strength back from her carotid artery surgery. And she hadn't had another seizure after the very first one after that. And today I was sitting outside with her. She did drink a lot of coffee this morning and got up real early. And I went inside. I was maybe inside 10 minutes, came back outside, and she was already seizing. So I don't know how long it had happened, but we called the paramedics. They came out. She was still seizing when they got here. They gave her a shot to kind of stop the muscle spasms, but her eyes were fixated to the right. And then at one point, it was really rough. The very first time she ever had the seizure after her surgery, she was still able to talk. She kept saying, wait, no, wait. You know, she was still talk. This time she could not talk at all. It's like she was completely out of it. She even had facial twitches, which that did not happen the last time. Now, supposedly also the first time when she had the carotid artery surgery, she had it on a Friday, got released Saturday evening, and 6 hours after release, she had the seizure. Well, when they took her back into the hospital, she was on a ventilator. She had stopped breathing in the ambulance. And they induced a coma. Then but that didn't happen this time. So thank God. She was still breathing, very, very shallow, slow, deep breaths, like fast. I mean, shallow, fast breaths. I was afraid she was going to hyperventilate, but she didn't. Anyway, so she's at our local hospital. And the reason I am still here is because my grandmother went up there. She said, just go on with your life. There's nothing we can do until she gets stable, you know, and alert. We can't go see her. We didn't want to sit in the waiting room. So yeah, I might look a little rough this morning. That's why. So yeah. Just I asked for y'all prayers for her. So yeah.
I'm so sorry, Crystal. Sad news indeed. And I am sending lots of hugs to all of you, especially your aunt, of course.
Oh, thank you. Welcome in Nina, Kathleen, and Kim G. Thank you. Welcome in Jay. I don't know how long the live will be, but I just wanted to let y'all know what was going on. But on a different note, I have something I'm going to put in the giveaway that's completely different than normally than what I put in. And it has to do with being springtime related. And then I also I did a community tab post poll on my community tab, I think a week or so back. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Nana Kathleen. For what kind of amigurumi to do next. It was either a land turtle, a sea turtle, or both in the same pattern. Well, y'all have chosen so far both in the same pattern. So I tried to start on the land turtle. I started out with the shell. I had an idea in mind. Well, that did not go according to plan. It turned out cute, but it don't lay flat. It kind of bunches up, but I will retry it and try again until I can get it right. So I do want to show y'all what I did and kind of the idea I had in mind. But this, I don't know how well y'all are going to see it due to the lighting this way. If I turn it this way, y'all can kind of see it. It is like little
yes,
pentagon. And they're different colors. Like one is green and then brown, and they alternate. And then a little cut off pyramid shape, I guess you could say. And then like a little square in the middle, or rectangle, and then another cut off pyramid. But as you can see, it wrinkles. So, but yeah, it was supposed to turn out a little different, and it didn't work out like I wanted it to. So I gotta figure something else out.
I do like it though. It's really cute.
Thank you. But I ran out of this edging color of the green, so I got to get more of that, and I need to get more brown and a dark green. So I've used most of the yarn that I had in these colors. So now I need to get more to try again. But I kind of have another idea of what I might be able to do to adjust it. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't, right?
Yeah. Oh, can I just say very quickly, if Nancy McDonald is still here, hi Nancy, I have your beautiful package that I will have to make a happy mail for, but don't want you to think like I was not doing it. I just haven't found the time yet, but can't thank you enough already for this beautiful happy mail. I know I will treasure it, cherish it, and thank you so much, Nancy. I am really excited to open it up. Thank you, Crystal. I just wanted to acknowledge, the package while she's here. Hopefully.
Yeah, I understand that. That's completely fine. Kim says it might be better after connected to the rest of the body and stuffed. It might. I mean, I hate to go through all the work of putting it together and it still, not work out. But that's all when you're designing patterns, it's trial and error, if you fail at first and don't succeed, try again, and that's what I plan to do. I had an idea, it didn't work out the first time, so I might have to adjust the middle section here to make it longer, because I did have to fudge on that area where it's flat. I had to kind of fudge on the stitching, so I kind of knew it may not work, but I'll figure it out. But it might work. We don't know. I guess I could try it. Maybe if I single crochet around the outside and connect it a little better, maybe it'll bring it in and make it curve. But see, also the middle bumps up and dips down where I sewed them together. So I don't know, that might be scrunching it. Aw, thank you, Nana Kathleen.
Okay,
I
so I'm
appreciate it.
so sorry. A little bit of a silly question, maybe. You say it's supposed to be flat. What is it supposed to be? And it's a turtle, but what is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be its shell.
But is it like a decorative piece or is it a part of a
It's
blanket?
supposed to
What
be
is it?
an amigurumi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not supposed to be flat.
No. No, it's supposed to
Okay, so
be.
maybe when you fill it, it might take more shape.
Hold on one second. I don't know who this is. Hold on.
Okay, everyone. So, well, Crystal is taking a call, which is very important. So let's take a look at the chat and see what we have. Okay. Let us see. Yeah, I was thinking the same, Kim G, that when she stuffs it and connects all the pieces together, that it might take shape. Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing. See, two minds think alike. I don't know if Crystal's back yet. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just
okay.
a spam call.
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah. Automated call. Thank you, Nina Kathleen. I got you down.
Ah.
And with that, I guess, also with you saying, reading Kim's comment, it might, but like the edging goes to points. If I figure out somehow to get it, I don't know, work something out to where it would round it, it might, because I wanted it to kind of curve, kind of be like that, humped up like a turtle shell, but
Yeah.
it wants to lay flat, so I got to figure something else out to try to make it curve, and I will. I'll get it.
I hope so. I would like to make it as well.
And Jay says, why don't you temporary attach it with stitch markers to see what it looks like? Try holding the piece down over a big pillow or something to mimic being stuffed. Yeah, that could work. But do y'all know what a slider turtle is? The little turtles that are green and brown, and they have the little red things on their neck, the little red blotch.
I am not sure.
Well, I know here in the US they're called a red slider, I think. But that's what I was gonna try to mimic it after, was a red slider, because I used to have one when I was a kid. My mom had lived in Louisiana, and she had a little aquarium with like 2 or 3 in it, and she gave me one. And so I remember that from my childhood, and I was like, man, okay, I want to mimic this turtle after a slider. And pet stores used to carry them, and then they stopped carrying them here in Texas. At least I don't know about everywhere else, due to botulism that you can get from the turtle.
Well, you see, you're teaching us some interesting things today.
A red-eared slider. Thank you, Kim. She also says, when you stuff it, put an extra wad of stuffing in the areas of the pointed edges.
Yeah.
Along the edges.
So you make it
Nancy
more
McDonald has been a member for 5 months.
Yay! She's so lovely, Nancy McDonald.
Thank you, Nancy, for being in the Yarny Cat Club. Oh, and then there's a super chat from her. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, she's back. I don't think she saw your thing about the package, so you might want to retell her.
Oh, Nancy, I can't thank you enough. I will do the video, I promise. But thank you so much. I am excited to open this. I know whatever's inside. I will treasure it. I will cherish it. And thank you so much. I will be sending you something in the post as well.
And there we go, Nancy McDonald. And I put a capital C for some reason. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's because of this morning. Aw. That might be too many emojis, Nancy. You might get dinged by Nightbot. Oh, there. Yep.
Oh.
Sorry about that, Nancy.
Yeah,
oh, it said more than 20 symbols in your comment. Oh. Well, at least it only timed you out for 5 seconds. Nightbot's being she's left her butt off.
A royal pain.
Oh, I am disco happy you got it.
Yay! I really am, and I didn't want her to think that I wasn't, not doing the video or wasn't thankful. I really, really am. Thank you so much. When Happy Mail comes, it's so unexpected. I don't really know how to react at first. I'm, Happy Mail, wow! Then I'm all, overwhelmed and everything, and just so thankful. Thank you.
Okay, so it was a typo. She says, okay, no clue where the disco came from. Maybe she meant just so happy you got it, but it came out disco. Darn autocorrect.
Predictive texting or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah. That's funny. All right, so usually I try to show what I have put in the giveaway about 30 minutes in, but I don't know how long we'll be live today, so I'm going to go ahead and show it. And this is non-yarn, non-crafty related, but it is spring related. And I thought it would be, most of, since the box that I send out is for the 48 states, there are hummingbirds all around the US. So I had asked my grandmother, we got a couple of these items last year, and we have more than enough to share. So I had asked her, she had told me these two could go in the giveaway, and I'll show them in a second. And then I asked her about the third item that I'll show, and she goes, yeah. So I cleaned them up because they had been outside and made sure all the dirt and dust were off of them. Even cleaned the labels. But a mini hummingbird feeder and a big hummingbird feeder.
Ooh.
They've never been used, but I did, like I said, they were, we got them last year. They had been outside and they were dirty, so I cleaned them up. They feel just like you got them from the store now. No dirt on them. But the third item I'm throwing in is a bag of the hummingbird nectar. And
okay.
I don't know how much this actually makes, but it mixes quickly with tap water, makes 40 fluid ounces, a ratio of 1 to 4, 1 cup nectar to 4 cups water. So be enough to fill up for your little hummingbirds that flittering around, because I just had to fill up ours yesterday I actually saw one of the hummingbirds come up to it and it was empty. And I'm like, oh, poor little thing. It don't have nothing to drink.
Oh.
Hey, Connie, welcome in. And Tammy Twyford. My aunt is at our local hospital. She had another seizure this morning. Been rough. It's been a rough morning, but I don't know how she's doing right now, but this is only her second seizure, and she did so well throughout the month, and she is on seizure medicine, but maybe there's a different one, but I don't know exactly how she is right now. I know she had been seizing for over 20 minutes before the paramedics got here. So yeah, just pray for her, y'all. But how are you doing, Connie? How you feeling? I do too, Nina Kathleen. I love watching hummingbirds. Aw, thank you, Kim. So, yeah, I thought that would be kind of cute to add in, you know, something different other than crafting or yarn related. And it'd be beneficial for the little hummingbirds. So,
Yes, I agree. It's lovely that, we have to think about our nature, our animals, and the birds, and it is important. So I think it's a lovely, it's different and it's really lovely.
thank you, Connie. And the worst thing about my aunt is she was out there by herself. I had just went inside. I done a few things and come out, and she was doing it. You know, she was seizing. So I don't know exactly when it started or what, but when I had told her I'm going to go inside and get me a cup of coffee and use the bathroom real quick and I'll be back. And she was fine. She said, okay. And 10 minutes later, I come out and there she is. But she was kind of, in the ambulance, they gave her some medicine to stop the muscle contractions, but her eyes were still fixated. But she did not lose, she didn't stop breathing this time. So that's good. They didn't have to, put her on oxygen. They did put her on oxygen, but they didn't have to put her on the ventilator. But hopefully it's just a seizure and nothing else, because the first time they thought she might have had a heart attack followed by a seizure. Her doctor that did the surgery said he didn't think that happened, that they were just guessing, because there was like no sign of a heart attack of what he could tell. So we'll just have to wait and see. My grandmother went up there today about, I don't know, about 15 minutes before I started the live, and that was at 11:30, to take her glasses, her inhaler, a sweater, and some extra socks, just in case she did get put in a room for a long-term stay. But the only thing we don't like is our hospital stinks. Normally we have to go across the street to St. Luke's emergency center. They are a lot better. They don't charge by the hour like our hospital does, but the staff is what we don't like, the doctors and the nurses. But yeah, at least she's only 20 minutes away and not an hour and a half away this time, though. So that is a good thing. She's not as far. Connie says she's doing better today. That's awesome, Connie. I'm happy for you. Nina Kathleen says they were my mother-in-law's favorite bird. Aww. Connie has to wait until tomorrow to get my new diabetic medicine and my inhaler. Well, I hope that medicine works for you. Are they taking you off the metformin or adding something to it? And Nancy says, be right back, Dad's caregiver.
Mm.
So what is everybody working on? What have you been working on, Sabrina?
I am working on some baby blankets, some shawls. I am a few years ago I designed a baby set. So it's a baby blanket, cardigan, and hat. And I thought, let's put the pattern out. But when I got the cardigan out, I thought, I need to revise the size because I don't know how to explain. The baby cardigan, I think, is too wide.
Mm.
Too wide. So I need to revisit the size and correct it before I get the pattern out. So I'm working on that. How about
Okay.
yourself?
Just trying to design that turtle at the moment.
Yeah.
I made Melanie's of Lethaleya's little hook with Melanie. Her sister Sarah wanted a keychain, one of my
Oh,
lizard keychains. So I made her a keychain. She's gonna trade me a dream catcher for it. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I love dream catchers, and Sarah makes them herself.
there's a dream
Uh,
catcher just above my head, and it's lovely, sparkly, and purple.
Aw.
Belonged to my daughter. It's still here.
I have one that I got from a store. No, actually, Mr. Joe, the guy I used to work for, he got it in the mail and he said, here, you can have this. So I actually got it from him, and it's brown. It's got black and white beads and feathers on it, and it hangs on my wall.
Oh, I did a dream catcher. It's quite big. I don't know where it is. I need to look for it. And it is cross stitch, and it's got lots of feathers
Oh, wow.
and all kinds of stuff. Really enjoyed making it.
Let's see. Oh, they did take Connie off metformin. Good, because that's some rough medicine. My grandmother tried to take that for 9 months, and she had problems constantly with it. My aunt is on it, and she has a few problems, but it manages her diabetes pretty good. So, but they had her on 4 of those a day, and it controls it with just 2. So
Mm-hmm.
Nana Kathleen is trying to knit her first baby blanket, and she's
Oh.
Connie is working on her basic shawl. That's awesome. So I've already started figuring out how I'm gonna do like the head on the turtle. I had an idea. Welcome in, Sally Horner. How are you doing? I already tried to figure out. I have an idea in mind of how I want to do the head, but I want to make it in 2 parts that merge into 1 part, like
Mm-hmm.
a top of the mouth and then the bottom of the mouth, and then it connect and go into the neck. And I mean, I'm not going to do that part until I get the body done, because I need to figure out how to connect it to the body, first. But yeah, I do have an idea for how I'm going to do the legs. Welcome in, Vicky. How are you? But I wanted the land turtle to be able to stand up on its own legs.
Oh.
So there's going to be plastic canvas involved of some sort, trying to make sure it stays up. And then the sea turtle, I kind of have a kind of like kind of lost for words there for a second. Kind of have it envisioned as well, but not to the extent of the land turtle yet.
I like the idea of making two different turtles, one land and one sea. I like this.
Thank you. Well, it was all based on the poll that I did on my community tab. They chose both, like at 50-something% of people chose that one. So 40-something% chose the sea turtle and like 4% chose the land. So, you know, I'm going off what they wanted. So I got to design both. Looking forward to the sea turtle more than the land turtle because it's going to be a little easier. You just have two shells and you got flippers and a tail and a head. This one, you know, they're different similarity, but they're still different. Like a sea turtle's head is rounded in the front. A land turtle is more pointed. And the legs on a land turtle, they got webbed feet with claws. Sea turtle has flippers, you know, so and the land turtle can retract their head in, a sea turtle cannot. So, yeah.
I would never have thought of any of those things. So, wow, that is amazing.
And that's another thing, like whenever I try to do amigurumi, I look at actual pictures of the animal that I'm trying to design after, and I see like how its head is shaped, and I try to make it like that, or how the knees bend, like for my goat, for example. I stared at that picture of a baby goat for almost the whole process, just looking at how its leg would bend and move and turn and everything, and how its head was shaped. There's noise outside. I know what it is. At first I thought it was thunder. So I try to make them as lifelike as possible. I don't want to do, you know, cutesy little, not realistic. I would love to do the realistic type. You know, that's what I aim for when I design.
Yeah, it's almost as if you're trying to recreate the physiology of it, the skeletal bit.
Yeah.
You're trying to picture the skeletal of the animal and recreating that to make it more realistic. That's amazing.
Yeah. Sally, I was talking to Dee's Creative Hands the other day. I think it was Sunday. And she told me that about your situation when the tornado came, that you were in the crawl space. I feel for you. I'm glad to see that you're okay. I hope everything is good with you. I've been praying for all those that had tornadoes and bad weather. And you know what's funny, on my live on Friday, we had been talking about tornadoes and all that. And then as soon as I got off the live, my mom comes to me and says, "Hey, we're under a tornado watch." And I'm like, I was just talking about that on my live. Thank you, Vicky. Oodles and caboodles. I gotta find your name so I can write it down. I know it's Vicky, but my chat won't move. There it goes. All right. I think no, that's spelled right. Okay, I got you down, Vicky. Where is it? There we go. Oodles and caboodles of crafts. Oh, that's awesome, Sally. I'm glad there was no damage. We aren't either used to stuff like that. Hi, Miss C's Cottage. Welcome in. How are you doing?
What are you drinking today?
Coffee.
Coffee. I've got some nice apple juice in here. Apple juice and elderflower.
Elderflower, is that like is that a tea?
It's some kind of flour that they put into juices and flour, teas, juices. Yeah, it does complement really well.
Oh, okay. I've never thought of, I mean, aw, thank you, Sally. I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, when all that happened this morning, I only had like 1 cup and I had just fixed like another cup and it kind of got wasted. And this is only my 2nd cup of coffee this morning since 8:15 and it's like 12, so
Okay.
And it's already cold.
It goes cold really quickly, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I put cream and sugar in mine, so
I do like to have
I can't drink it without cream and sugar. Ugh.
No, I like to put milk and a bit of sugar.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sally Horner times 3 tickets. Thank you, Sally.
And Miss C Cottage is making a surprise sun bunny.
Oh, that's awesome. A surprise bunny.
Yeah, aren't they cute?
I think I have seen them. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was a while back I had seen somebody show one of her bunnies.
Yeah, I've seen several, and I do have a favorite, if I may. I have a favorite, and she did it for Angela, the crazy puppy lady. It is super cute. Love it so much.
Welcome in, Demetra, the naked snail, and truly amazing.
I like that name, the naked snail.
I don't know if you remember, I'm probably going to butcher her last name that it used to be, but her YouTube name used to be Demetra Tazamis or something like that. Same picture
is
that's
it
on there.
Demetrius?
Uh-huh. That's the same one. She just changed her YouTube name to the Naked Snail.
Oh, I did not know that's her. Hello. You know, because some people, you kind of think they've disappeared, but actually they changed the name and you don't realize it.
Yeah. And the only reason I knew it was the same one is because her picture is still the same, and I recognized the picture, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I know that." But what was their YouTube name originally? So yeah, it's her. How are you doing, everyone? Just coming in. She goes, "Yep, that's me. You got it right, Crystal." I might have butchered it a little bit, but I had the I remember. I remembered the picture. Connie says, if
Yes,
I missed anything, I'm sorry. I'm multitasking.
I do remember that Missy Cottage because Angela was discussing it, and because Angela dyes yarn. I don't know if you know this, Crystal, but Angela dyes her own beautiful yarns that I have bought several times. But Missy Cottage surprised Angela with a bunny made from her yarn. I remember that, and I think that's why it's my favorite, because it's her yarn and it's super cute.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm going to show what I had put in the giveaway in case y'all missed it. Now, this is what I had said earlier. It's not crafting related, but it is spring related. And I thought, now my grandmother had got several of these last year, of all of them, and she came to me and said, how about you put this in the giveaway? It's kind of different and it's spring. And I said, well, that's a good idea. And since the actual prize package goes to the 48 states, everywhere in the 48 states, majority gets hummingbirds. So we added in a big hummingbird feeder, a miniature hummingbird feeder, and it has the little thing to hang on, and a package of the hummingbird nectar. And it said it makes 40 fluid ounces. Now it says how to mix it and everything on here. But since it's spring, we had our first hummingbird pop up not too long ago, like a couple of days ago, and then I saw it again this morning. And I had filled up its hummingbird feeder for it yesterday when I saw it. And I'm like, oh, we got to fill your feeder. And usually we get about 5 or 6 that will fight over one. So we had got a few and extras and set them out in different places of the yard. So they wouldn't all fight over one, because they do. They don't get along. They fight over it. So she had said, how about you put this in? And since it's spring, and I said, I think that's a cool thing, So yeah. But they had been outside, just to forewarn you. I cleaned them up, got all the dirt and dust off, so they should feel and look just like new. I even cleaned the tags on them. And I left the tags on so y'all would know where I got them, how, everything, that they are new, never been used. So, yeah. But that's what's going in today.
I think it is a wonderful gift. And also, you are so lucky to have these hummingbirds. The closest I've been to one is just photos or videos. That's it.
I can't imagine. They don't come to the UK at all.
I've never seen one. No, I've not seen one in France either. And my granddad was a big bird watcher. I've never seen one.
Wow. Well,
they look
maybe
so beautiful.
Yeah, I looked up, I think it was Melanie, Lethaleya's little hook, told me about this one little hummingbird. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And she goes, look it up. So I started looking up, and it said the 25 most popular, or was it 15? I don't remember, hummingbirds in America. And I'm looking, and there's some crazy looking hummingbirds, very colorful, like purple on its top of its head and black on the body and, white chest. And I'm like, really, one kind of had the colors of a parrot. I'm like, man, I never knew they were so colorful.
I know nothing about hummingbirds except that what I've seen, they look pretty.
Yeah, they are. Welcome in, Tina Rymer. How are you doing? Um, Tina. Vicky says, hello, everyone in the chat. I'm eating brunch and drinking coffee. I hope everyone is doing okay today. Sally says, we are getting ready to put our hummingbird feeders out today. They say that the same hummingbirds come back to the same place every year. How cool is that?
Oh, so is it an animal that goes as soon as the autumn comes?
I think so. I think as soon as fall comes, they migrate to a different location. Just
Where
like
do they
some
go
birds
to?
fly south for the winter or fly north for the winter, whatever it is.
Okay.
So I have heard that too, Sally. Welcome in, Dawn Laval. How are you? Tina is in North Texas, and she says the Hummers have arrived in North Texas. Yeah, we just saw our first one like a couple of days ago, and then we saw another one yesterday. It tried to sip off of a fake flower, and I'm like, oh no, that ain't gonna work. I'm gonna put your hummingbird feeder out. Memorial Herman. Well, that's in Houston. Hold on.
Okay, everyone, I'm gonna try and look into the chat whilst Crystal's on the phone. So let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, having hummingbird feeders. I really wish I could see some hummingbirds myself, in real life. In real life, can I say that? Yeah, I do want to see hummingbirds other than pictures and videos. Please send them to the UK. That would be really nice. You have honeysuckle and wisteria that grows at your house. They love it. Okay. I don't know anything about hummingbirds, what they like, what they don't like. I know nothing. I don't know what they sound like. I'd like to know what they sound like.
Okay. That was the hospital where she had her surgery done. Every other week or so, they call and do a follow-up, the nurses do, to make sure how she's doing. They did not know anything about the seizure today, so I just kind of filled her in, but it's not the hospital she's at now, so it wasn't anything, related to today. They just normally call and do a checkup and make sure she hadn't had another stroke, or because when you have the carotid artery surgery, there's a chance of always having another stroke increases. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's see. Welcome in, Carol Ann Cast. How are you? Sally says we have honeysuckle and wisteria that grows at our house, and they love it. Awesome.
What does a hummingbird sound like?
Well, they do a little chitter, like a little, kind of chirping noise type thing, but their wings, you can definitely hear. It sounds like, when they're close by. So that's, I guess, why they call them hummingbirds, because their wings flap so fast.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they do have, like, their little heart does so many beats per minute, and their wings flap so many times per minute, but they go so fast. It's like a ceiling fan. You can't really follow it, you know. When you look at a fan, it's just as fast can be. Yeah.
Do they live long?
I have no idea what their lifespan is. Let's see. Vicky says there was a website that has an audio of birds and their calls and sounds. It has been a while since I have looked at it, but if you have a computer, you can search it.
I'm going to have to do that, you know.
Tina tries to plant flowers that hummers and birds and butterflies will enjoy, and of course the bees. Nana Kathleen hasn't seen any hummingbirds in Oklahoma yet. Me too, Sally. This is the second time that, you know, and it's every time, the 2 times she's had a seizure, I was the one that found her that way or witnessed it firsthand first. So, oh, there's my grandmother. Hold on.
So we'll just wait for Crystal to come back. Let's see the chat. I've got my magnifying glass. Is that terrible? I have a magnifying glass. Crows. Crows are not very nice usually. They like to steal things. Not like crows. We have tons of crows here. Not nice. One of my cousins used to tame squirrels. He used to feed the squirrel by hand, and I used to go to his house regularly, and they used to play games, tricks, and whatever. It was quite funny. Blue jays can get mean to the other birds. I don't know what a blue jay is. At least the name, I don't recognize it. Some of these birds are quite mean to the other birds, aren't they? Yeah, let's hope everything is okay with Crystal.
Okay. Mama just called. I'm fixing to tell everybody. I muted it so nobody heard anything. All right. I just found out they are moving my aunt back to the hospital out of our town to the one that's an hour and a half away in the Woodlands. She is, they gave her the medicine to stop the seizure, and now she's back on the ventilator. So she's technically in the same condition she was the last time. Nothing much has changed. So, but they are moving her back to the Woodlands. The hospital she was at.
I said when?
Today, right in the next little bit, once they can get her prepped and ready for moving.
Okay. On the ventilator.
And that might have been because she was having such a hard time breathing.
Yeah.
Should
I tell Donnie and Chrissy?
Yeah.
That she's on the ventilator?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had to give her some medicine to knock her out. So she's...
But not a coma?
Not a coma.
Okay.
Just kind of put her to sleep to calm her down.
Okay. Just sedate her.
Yeah, under sedation. So, and I had just got it out of my mouth saying, I'm glad she's here in town instead of an hour and a half away. And then they move her. That's a rough drive for us. It's stressful. It's scary. People are crazy on the highway. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, Yarnbarf, Christy. Oh, thank you, Tina. Now we really can't do nothing. That's so far to drive. What did you miss, Yarnbarf? Well, this morning, I've said this I don't know how many times, but my aunt had another seizure. It was only her second one since she had her first one after her carotid artery surgery. I had come in the house this morning, was gone about 10 minutes. She was outside on the patio, went back, and she was in a seizure. We called 911. The paramedics got here, and she had been seizing probably 20 minutes before they had got there, you know. They gave her some medicine to stop the muscle spasms. Her eyes were fixated to the right. And they went to our local hospital, which is like 20 minutes away. And now we just found out that they put her back on the ventilator. They sedated her, but she's moving back to the Woodlands, which is an hour and a half drive for us. So my mom kept saying, you know, wonder if they missed something, you know. And the first time after the seizure, after she got out 6 hours later, the next day after the procedure was done, she was in there over 24 hours after the procedure. They released her, then 6 hours later, she had the first seizure. Now, when she had went back in, during that 6-day period before she got fully released and came home, they said she had a myocardial infarction, which is a heart attack. But they never actually said to us physically, it was in her paperwork. I had read online that you can have a heart attack and it can cause a seizure after. I don't know if that's what happened today, you know, but she was complaining both times she had seizures with either her arm hurting like in this upper muscle, and today her leg was hurting, the back of her calf. I don't know if that was like a telltale sign that it was coming on, because maybe 15 minutes later, that's when it happened. Yeah. I mean, I can't really do much of nothing, you know, for her. Just pray for her. But let's see. I got to write down, who was it? Tina. Thank you, Tina. That gives you 3 tickets. And being here kind of helps take my mind off of it, talking with y'all. But, you know, I had a knot in my stomach before I started. It's actually eased up talking to y'all about the hummingbirds and the crochet project that I was doing. So it kind of helped a little, because sitting here worrying myself to death don't help me, you know. So that's why I went ahead with the live.
Yeah.
Because there ain't nothing I can do. Let's see. I thought that might happen, that she's going back to the other hospital. Good doctors like to keep up with their patient care. Yeah, and that our hospital stinks. my grandfather, when he had his heart attack, he was having congestive heart failure, and he also had a pacemaker put in. When he had his episodes, he wanted to drive himself to the Woodlands Hospital or Conroe Hospital, whatever it was. And he was a stubborn man. He would only drive himself. He was the type, no, you're not going to drive for me. Every once in a while, maybe kind of let you drive for him, but he would not go to this town's hospital, period. That's how terrible they are. But luckily, they are transporting her to the hospital. That is wonderful. Wow, they are awesome. Hopefully they can figure out what's really going on. Yarnbarf says, I had a stent put in one carotid artery. The other carotid artery is 100% blocked. That's same as my aunt. She had it done on her left side. They cleaned it out. It was 70%. Her right side is 100% blocked. Now, the guy that did the surgery, the doctor, said that it would actually help the other side with the one side being cleared out. Eventually, it would help loosen the other side. From what he said, I don't know how true that is. Maybe he was just easing everything for us. But thank you, John. Yeah, that's all we can do, Yarnbarf. Kim says, heart attack in women are very different symptoms than men. Kind of sucks. Yeah, that, and she can't really tell us, you know, she'll say my arm hurts, or, you know, like, ow, you know, she still has verbal communication problems. So it's kind of hard to, you know, for her to communicate exactly what she's feeling. Yeah, that is true, Kim. She will be better off there. Sorry for interrupting, but I'm going to have to go. Please take care, everyone. We'll catch you all later. Oh, thank you, Vicky R. I hope you have a wonderful day. Welcome in, Melanie J. Probably
Hello,
fixing to wrap
Melanie.
up in just a minute. And Kim goes, toodles, oodles. That's funny. So yeah. You know, and the first time she was actually able to still talk. She would say, wait, no, this time she wasn't talking at all. Just, you know, and I woke up at 5 this morning. She had already been up. I had went to bed at like 2 in the morning. She got up at 5 a.m. I got up to go to the restroom and went back to bed. And Mama said her blood pressure was fine. Her blood sugar was fine. She took her medicine, ate a little breakfast. The only thing I can think of, it was too much nicotine and too much caffeine. It might have triggered something, or I don't know. I have no idea what triggers it. Now, I know she is on a antidepressant. That one did, my mom looked up this morning that it can possibly cause seizures. So maybe it's that medicine. But she's been on it years and this has never happened. So I don't know if it's something due to the stroke. I really don't know. So anyway.
I hope to find out and I can sort things out for her.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, enough doom and gloom. I want to know what everybody's working on. Let's talk about crafting for a minute before I end the live. Thank you, Melanie J. For those that just came in and didn't get to see, y'all might have known that I did a community tab poll. I showed this a little bit earlier. And I have already tried to start working on the land turtle. I had asked y'all's advice at what would y'all want to see, land turtle, sea turtle, or both in the same pattern. Well, let's see, today I think is the 4th, so the poll actually ends tomorrow, but both in the same pattern is technically taking the lead. So I had already started on trying to design my turtle's shell, and it was kind of like a failure, but I've got to redo and rethink because it lays flat and it's supposed to curve. It bunches up and it's not supposed to. So, but this is what I had come up with so far. It's got little pentagrams on the outer
Pentagons?
edge, brown and green, or green, green and brown alternating, out edged in a brighter green. I don't know if that's okay. That's showing up okay. It's the angle I was at. And then it's got some miscellaneous shapes in the middle. And yeah, but it puckers and curls and does that. And it's not supposed to. So I got to refigure that out somehow. But yeah. Sally says Sabrina looks cold.
How about working hexagons?
Yeah, that might be possible.
Instead of the pentagons?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to you, really.
Well, and then I had thought maybe, like, if I did a bigger one of these in place of these two, it might lay a little flatter. But we'll see. I'll figure something out. When I was taking Celebrex, when I had my stroke, it is one of the side effects. Wow. She's on so much medicine, I have no idea what is for what. I just know she's on a lot of medicine. I am making the Lizzie blanket by Ophelia Talks. Oh, that sounds pretty. So
I do like Ophelia's designs. She has so many wonderful ones.
So Demetra says to Miss C, if you're still here, Demetra's telling you that you won a prize from her on Saturday at Nisi's Live. Please send me your address at RD something. I can't read the rest. So if you're there, Missy, I think you won a prize. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap things up. We've been live an hour and 10 minutes. I guess that's long enough. I'm glad y'all joined us today. And Sabrina, I'm glad you were able to make it. Did y'all's time change over there already?
Yes, so now at the moment it is 1846.
Which is, I don't know. I got to figure that up.
6:46 p.m.
Okay. So you're still only 6 hours ahead of us, but it's just an hour later. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I'm glad you could make it too. Also, Sabrina. Thank you everyone for your prayers and love and support, and I will keep y'all posted. I have some Happy Mail I'm gonna film pretty soon. I got a yarn order that came in. I have been contacted by One Day Savings again, and also Whiskif. So I got 2 unboxings from them coming up. And yeah, so all right, plenty of content coming up soon. And Dee of Dee's Creative Hands Crochet will be with me this Friday. Then I will be on her channel on Saturday, if all goes well. All right, so I don't want to forget playing my video of Tom, but thank you, everybody. And me and Tom says thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Just gotta get to it. This phone is just loud. Okay, me and Tom thank all of you.
Super cute. I think you're muted.
Yep, there we go. Okay. And then here in a second, that video will pop up and you'll hear the ding ding on that thing. But I saw it already play over here. So my phone just kind of is a little laggy sometimes. No, Christy, he didn't come back. He's been missing beginning of 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm still hopeful he'll come home, hopefully. All righty. Thank you, Sabrina, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for spending some time with me and Sabrina. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care and stay safe. And I'll keep y'all updated. Bye, everybody.
Bye.